Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today, I want to talk about adjusting your trading plans, maybe not taking trades that you plan for, or changing up your plans a little bit, depending on your confidence in the trade from what you're seeing, maybe in your indicators or just in general, your confidence in a trade. Yeah, I pretty much want to go over how I adjusted my trading plans for this price action and what we were seeing in Market Cipher. Now, if you watched my last few videos, you know that I was watching this level, specifically this weekly level or the value area low of this range that we were trading in, um, which did move down a little bit, but I was watching this general area. I was interested in potentially taking a trade here if we saw the signals I was looking for. And really, the first main significant level I was interested in was this weekly level. Now, I did manage to get a trade off of this weekly level, but it was a lot smaller of a position than I originally intended because we didn't see exactly what I wanted when we came down to this level. So this whole time I was hedged in a short position. So I was short from all the way up here. I'm still in this position somewhat. So I was hedged and I was just looking to take a long from this area to basically hedge my bets against the short. And yeah, I was looking to take a trade from this weekly level. Now, we came down very close to this level and we did form some bullish divergences right here, but we ended up front running this level by like 0.1%. And unfortunately, I did not get into a trade here, even though it would have been, a nice little scalp, like a 1% move. Um, that's basically just what I was trying to do is scalp the retracements of this downtrend, and if the market structure switched, if we started forming an uptrend, well, then I could keep that long open if I was still in the position. But yeah, I didn't get into a trade here because we front ran my level. I was looking for us to come down and wick right off of this weak level. But I just decided to stay out of the markets because I had a feeling that even though we were getting a bounce here, that eventually we would come back down to test this weekly level, and we did do that. But even when we did that, we didn't see exactly what I was looking for. Now, we did form bull divs here on the 24-minute. It was slight, but we did have them there. We got bullish divs here on the 12-minute. Let's check the 6-minute. Yeah, no bull divs here on the 6-minute, but we did have some bullish divs as we wicked down to this level, and I did enter a trade here once we started bouncing back above the weekly level. I basically just set a stop loss down here, so if we lost the weekly level again, um, then my hypothesis that we were going to get a bounce from this level would have been wrong, and it wouldn't have been that big of a loss. I think it was only like 0.25%. And it took about 1/3 of the position out at a 0.5% move, which was right about the top. And then we ended up dumping down again. So that got stopped out in profit. And then essentially I went to bed. I wasn't going to try and, long this area anymore. Things were sort of looking uncertain, especially on this 1 hour. The money flow was still trending downwards, still making lower lows. So, yep, I just went to bed. And if we ended up pumping from here, so be it. Even though I had this level marked out for a long time, I was willing to, miss out on the potential, profits, because I wasn't confident in it. Because I was trying to prioritize avoiding losses over, potentially making some profits from an unconfident trade. And we did get a little pump here. We went up about 1%. So if I had re-entered here, it would have been, a winning trade, but like I said, I was not confident enough to take a trade there. Even though we did see momentum trending upwards, by the time we lost the weekly level, we were finding resistance on it here too. So I was just willing to sit out. And sometimes you have to be willing to miss out on opportunities just because you're not confident in them. I would much rather miss out on a pump here if we just kept pumping up than have entered an irresponsible position and taken a massive loss because of it. that, could set my trading account back a few weeks of work. So I would rather just sit on the sidelines, and it did make it easier, the fact that I was still in a short. But either way, I basically sat out because I had a feeling we could end up seeing lower. We did have some significant levels below us, which was the value area low of this local range. Also, the macro value area low was right here as well, but when I adjusted it for like this bit of price action, it moved down here. And we did end up making a lower low here, bouncing right off of that local value area low to pretty much the exact dollar. And I was asleep while we were bouncing from here, unfortunately. It was just as I was waking up. I typically don't like to enter trades as soon as I'm waking up. I've gotten wrecked a few times trying to do that just because I see some things, we're coming down to a level, and I see, maybe bull divs on one time frame. So I just enter a position without taking the time to think about my risk, how much of a stop loss am I going to have to set, and how am I going to lock in this trade quickly. And I've taken some losses that way. So I just didn't enter here. Yeah, again, just trying to minimize my risk, I guess, even though it would have been a good trade to take. Even if I had entered like right up here, it would have been a winner, and I could have risked 0.5 to make 1%. So, it could have been a decent trade, but I was erring on the side of caution, so I didn't take a trade there. However, I did pull a fib here, and I waited till we came down for a retracement, and I did manage to get into a long position right down here, because once I actually woke up and I did my analysis, I noticed this very obvious 1 hour bullish divergence, momentum increasing a lot as we wicked down for this last low, bouncing off the value area low of the local range. Very bullish in my opinion. Money flow is also increasing, and luckily we came back down for a retracement, and I was able to get into another position here, because I think this could potentially give us a nice move to the upside. These kind of bullish divs on the 1 hour typically are very powerful, but things I guess are still kind of uncertain. Like looking at the 4 hour, we could be flopping over right now, even though we've seen times where the 4 hour looks like it's about to flop over, but then it just sort of turns around before the red dot prints. But yeah, I'd still say things are pretty uncertain, even though that 1 hour looks very bullish. The 2 hour doesn't look as bullish, but the 1 hour and down as we came down to this value area low looks very bullish. The 24-minute as well. So I did take a trade here, but I already locked it in. I took profits right up here after a 0.5% move. Stop loss to entry, so this trade is locked in already. And if we end up getting a big move from these bull divs, then I'm in a position. If we come down to make another lower low, I already got this trade locked in, and maybe I can get a trade from a lower level. And also I'm still hedged in my short. So, overall during this, area of price action, it's very choppy, and I'm sure a lot of people got wrecked in here. Fortunately, I was not one of them, because this entire time I was erring on the side of caution, trying not to take any losses, even though this was a significant level that I had marked out on my chart for a long time. I've been talking about it in my videos for a few days now. And, we still could end up getting a large move from here, or maybe we need to see lower first. But yeah, in terms of my trades, I'm in this short from right above the point of control. So, if we end up getting a large move up here, we could find resistance at this point of control, and maybe my short will stay open. But yeah, I'd say this point of control is going to be major resistance for us. Also, like, we just have a lot of resistance in this area from all of this support and the price action. So, yeah, that'd be one of my targets to the upside. To the downside, we still have this macro value area low. We have this 786 fib level with, just a lot of support down here. So this general area down here is probably going to be support for us if we lose this local range. And yeah, pretty much if my long gets stopped out here, I'll be looking for those confident entries again and looking for another low risk trade. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I wanted to go over. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Really appreciate it. Helps my channel out a lot. And I will see you all in the next video.